Jam in Henderson. Come jam with us with hosts AJ Casey
and Megan Mortis. Jam gives a local spin on international and state news.
Jam will give you local updates on entertainment happening right next door.
Jam will get real with Film Reel, an update on movies and television shows.
We'll talk about a variety of topics, including music, books, travel, food, and events.
Plus special segments, all on Jam in Henderson.
Good morning, Jammers, and welcome into this lovely Saturday morning. It's July 25th, 10 o'clock on WSON, and that means you're listening to Jam in Henderson.
Great guests today. We've got Alex Nance, Megan Nance, and Kylie Eberhard with As You Like It, the Shakespeare at the Pagoda.
So it's now time for our entertainment section, and taking up the whole segment is a great show, or some of the cast of the Evansville Shakespeare Players. They're performing As You Like It over in Evansville at the Evansville Pagoda. We have Alex Nance, friend of the show. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
We have Megan Nance.
Good morning.
And Kylie Eberhard.
Good morning.
How are you all doing today?
Very good. We got coffee now. So.
There you go. That's the key. That is the key. I understand completely. So tell us, tell me a little bit about the Evansville. Give me the dates and everything. Give me all that kind of jazz first. Get that out of the way.
The shows are this upcoming weekend, July 31st through August 2nd. It is Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and Sunday at 4:30.
All right. Sounds good. And the show is As You Like It.
The show is As You Like It, and more importantly, it is free.
It is free, and it's outside. So tell me, I've seen one of the shows. I wasn't able to come to the next year. But it's a great atmosphere being able to be outside. Bill Stevens was just in, news director Bill Stevens was just talking about how refreshing and how perfect it is to do Shakespeare outside. You know, the Globe is outside, Pagoda's outside. Why not make it happen, you know? What kind of challenges does performing outside present?
Specifically in Evansville, since we are on the Evansville riverfront, there's a lot of traffic walking around. So the moment we get down into that space, we have an audience from the very first time we set foot in the pagoda. So
sometimes you surprise people, right?
Yes, we tend to. I think one of my favorite things about it is watching people who are walking along the river or walking up and down the road kind of stop, and they'll actually sit there for 5 or 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. And just, not know what's going on. And obviously walking into Shakespeare, if you're not familiar with Shakespeare, you may not even know what we're saying.
Right.
But just watching them sit, you see all these kids who, are walking along with their parents who immediately run down. They're like, no, I want to watch this.
Right.
Let me sit here for just a minute, just to kind of bring people into it. I think it's a kind of fun thing to stumble upon.
That's so cool that you're able to do that. Tell me about As You Like It, the play.
As You Like It kind of deals with a couple of different seniors who have once been exiled out into the forest, very much like Robin Hood, which is pretty cool. And it centers around the two female leads. One of them is Kylie, the other one is Emily, who's a fabulous actress.
Who's got over 700 lines.
Yes, she does.
Wow.
It's the biggest female part Shakespeare ever wrote.
Yes.
Nice.
But the two of them one of them is exiled, but because Kylie's character is so in love, very close friends with the other lead, she leaves with her into the forest. And my character also is exiled into the forest. And she, Rosalind, who Emily is playing, she finds out that my character is very, very much in love with her. And she's wearing a bunch of masculine clothes, so she pretends to be a boy to try to learn more about my character. So she and I begin to develop this relationship from what I see as just close friends, but there's an ulterior motive behind what she wants. And a lot of other characters, all of them fall in love.
So love triangles, mistaken identities.
Very much.
Yes, by the end of it, you've got 8 people who are getting married at the end.
Yes.
How fun is that? Yeah. That's a party, baby. I love it. So a lot of times as Shakespeare has gone on through time, I mean, it's been performed since, the Elizabethan era, right? So, and then many times it's been updated in some way, whether the setting is more contemporary or modern. Has the Evansville Shakespeare Players changed anything like that for the play?
Well, this year we're going with more of a Jane Austen theme.
Okay.
Every year we've done a different time. Last year for our Much Ado, we did the 60s. So we got to wear a lot of hippie outfits. And
Fun.
that was a lot of fun. So this year it's more flowy light dresses for the girls.
The girls get it easy this year.
But the men are the one who are going to have to suffer this year. But they, the different types of costumes we get each year is always fun to see because we get there's always different styles, different colors, and
well, and the nice thing about it is, depending on the time period, you also get to adapt your mannerisms.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with the 60s when we did Much Ado last year, it was really free. You could run around and have fun. Whereas this one, it's you've got the very structured manners and the very structured ways a woman should behave and ways a man should behave. So
Very interesting.
Working that into the already established character is always really fun.
Did you find that created more or different opportunities, changed maybe not only how you delivered the lines, but what the subtext of the plot is?
Oh, I 100% believe so.
Yeah.
I disagree.
oh, that was
Well,
But I'm just disagreeing just to disagree.
you're the exception. Well, and it's kind of nice because this is one of the ones that Shakespeare had, the female lead disguise herself as a man so she could accomplish something. And Rosalind's initial reason for dressing like a man was because her and Celia were going into the forest, and two women going into the forest would totally, they would be robbed or worse. And so Rosalind decides, well, if I dress like a man, no one will bother us. And then she stumbles upon Orlando. So you kind of see, because she is taking on, that guise of a man, she gets to do more. And it would be the same in that period. Women in the Regency era didn't have as much freedom, obviously, as we do now. But her being disguised as a man, she gets to accomplish so many things, not only for herself, but she also does it for Celia, to kind of...
So she comes out ahead by the end of it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so is this Shakespeare trying to say something? Is it sexism, or is he trying to say something about the power of women back in the day when, they weren't even allowed to act, right?
That's true, yeah. What I find so interesting about Shakespeare is that he wrote so many strong female characters, and the saddest part of that is that men had to play them. So, men not only had to, school themselves on how to act like women, but they also had to play strong women. And that speaks to me a lot, especially with this show. Rosalind actually has an epilogue. You never, ever, ever see the female character have the epilogue of the show. And she even says that in her epilogue is, you never see the woman do this, but I'm going to do it.
There you
So
go.
it's
I
kind
like
of,
that.
it's, strong female characters.
Very empowering.
And I was fully prepared to play a woman too, but they wouldn't let me, because every time they pull out dresses, I could wear that. And Megan just looks at me and says, shut up.
No, he's not allowed to wear dress.
There you go. So, Megan, what's your role in the play?
I have the tiniest part in the play, probably, but I
Not
love
the most
it.
important.
But one of the most important characters. My husband and I get to play brother and sister in this show, so learning to be not so affectionate with each other, I have to just hug him as I would hug my brother. And
So
I
be
actually have
prepared
two
by
brothers in
getting
the
in
show.
fights before.
Yeah, I actually don't come into the very end of the show.
Really?
I actually get to enjoy the show and watch everybody do their part and do their
You come
thing.
in bearing all the good news.
But I get to bring in all the good news, which
That's
I don't want to
fun.
give away. But I come in. I've apparently been off in school, maybe.
Yeah, she's about to
I think that's where I've been. So I come in. I'm like, hey, guess who's back? Me.
Just let her home. She's the educated one, and I'm
And my brothers are getting married, and I don't have anybody. So I think they needed to have my character find somebody.
Well, that's so much fun. So, Alex, tell me, man, we've had you on for plenty of shows in the past. How is the character that you're playing in this show different or similar to some of the characters that you played in the past?
This character is definitely one of the most challenging ones that I've played for various reasons. Because the last play I did, I got to play a character very much like myself, where he was very smart aleck and really dealt a lot with physical comedy. But this character is unlike anything I've done because, one, he really is uneducated and kind of bitter. The way I see this character is kind of a 17-year-old in an adult's body.
Yeah.
Because he's highly emotional and borderline bipolar. Because he's happy one minute, and then jealous the next, and then madly in love, and then back to jealous.
That's a meaty acting role, man.
Oh,
You got to
man.
sink your teeth into it.
So I've had to really look into how he feels about all the different characters and figure out how I can play all of this off, and especially trying to figure out how I am going to develop my relationship with Rosalind, because she's dressed as I see her first just as a female, fall in love with her, then I see her again dressed as a boy, and I have no idea it's her. So developing that relationship.
So she's a dude. She's just a friend then,
Yeah,
man.
she's a dude. But she's
bros.
very much in love with me, and it's trying to figure out how I'm going to play that out. So it's been very, very challenging.
That's
And a very
exciting.
bad writer,
Well-
apparently.
Yeah, I'm a bad writer. I write poetry, and everyone makes fun of it. Kylie don't even blend just the idea of, oh, you're a bad writer. Like, it's not even Orlando.
awful.
Just like, you're just a bad writer.
Well, and the thing with this one is Rosalind and Celia and Orlando are all supposed to be very young. You know, they're usually, people play them older, but it's a lot like Romeo and Juliet. They weren't as young as Romeo and Juliet, but they're probably, you know, in their late teens. So, you know, having all of us adults try and remember what it was like, you know, when you're that young
First loves
and falling
and
in
all that
love
stuff,
and all of
yeah.
the ridiculous things that you thought and
Oh
thought
man,
were
Kylie gets the
important.
note almost every week. Be more girly. She's like, I don't want to be girly.
She's that girl. Celia's that girl that she's a princess. She's literally a princess in the show. But you know, she wants all these really nice things, and then they go traipsing about in the woods, and she doesn't want to go. Like, she wanted to go to the woods. It was her idea, and then she gets there, and she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's dirty and gross, and I don't want to be out here anymore. And you just kind of see her age through the show. Is, you know.
That's cool too.
Not this
That's a
kind of
good
wilting
acting
violet.
role too.
So,
I like that. A wilting violet,
not-
not a wilting
It's
violet.
not my norm.
I like it. I like it. So before we go, we're almost running out of time, but I very much enjoyed our conversation so far. Tell me who's directing.
Tony Chaperjon is directing.
Okay.
She's done almost all of them. She
This is her
assistant directed
fifth
the
one, or-
first one.
No.
It's the fifth.
Fifth one, yeah.
The first two were with Evansville Civic Theater.
Right.
And they had Chris Tyner directed Romeo and Juliet, and then Steve Small, who is actually the father of Kate Shoy, who is playing our Jaques,
Yes.
directed Midsummer, which was my first Shakespeare, and then Clay Prindle
Yeah.
did
He
the
did
next
Tempest,
one,
the
and
Tempest.
then Tony Chaperjon has been doing the rest of them.
Yes.
Yeah, since Civic stopped doing Shakespeare in the Park, the Evansville Shakespeare Players were founded to continue, pick up the mantle.
Both by Tony and Gretchen Ross, both.
And from that
Founded
point
it.
on, the first play was Tempest, and that one Clay Prindle did, and Tony Chaperjon assistant directed. And then I think from Comedy of Errors, the second one
Yeah.
on, Tony has done with other assistant directors in the.
And
Awesome.
she's brilliant.
Yes, she
Awesome.
is. She's wonderful.
I don't like her.
Yes, she does.
Well,
Everyone's all, oh, she's
has
fat
to.
now.
She's very
I can't
likable.
stand the other guy. You can tell we're such a loving cast.
There you go.
This is the biggest cast, too.
yeah.
That's awesome. Speaking of the cast, give me some anybody from Henderson that we might know? Anybody?
Brent
Well,
Bridges.
I was gonna say I thought Brent was in
Brett
it.
and Cammy, both him and his daughter
Awesome.
are in it.
Yeah. Kimmy
Brent-
sings, and it's beautiful.
Yes, and Brent
Sweet.
plays a
She's
dirty
very
priest.
talented.
But he has so much fun. I'm really proud of him because
I was trying to get him to act for a long time,
I'm telling
and then I
you.
found out you guys got him.
And
So
he has
congratulations.
branched out.
And
I'm not-
before
he's
we
doing a
take
great
off,
job.
for anybody interested, there is a Facebook event. Just get onto Facebook and you can either look up Evansville Shakespeare Players or As You Like It. And
Definitely
for
like the Evansville Shakespeare.
please
page.
do, please do.
You can get updates for all the shows each
And there are all kinds of videos that I've been posting, which is kind of behind the scenes stuff. And to clarify, what is on the backstage videos is not how most of us really are. We've decided, instead of actually going around asking questions, we're going to play silly characters, kind of a
adopted alter
mockumentary.
egos.
There you go. So I'm excited to see that.
So the director, someone asked the director, "Hey, can you say something?" She's, "No, I'm too busy taking notes." And she's not really like that, but we're all playing silly
And then you
characters.
say, but it's for the people coming to see the show. She takes on this bright and cheery Tony personality.
Oh, it's for the
it's so nice to talk to you guys.
I love it. I'm going to have to check. And that's on the Facebook page or
Yeah.
Facebook
Yes.
group?
It's on
Okay.
Facebook, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we'll make sure to like it and put a link up on our Facebook
Awesome,
page. So
thank
thank you
you.
all so much for coming in. Give me the dates and times, and make sure everybody out there, my listening voice, go see the show. It's a great time. What time is it?
6:30 on Friday and Saturday, July 31st and August 1st, and 4:30 Sunday, August 2nd, free.
It's all free
All
at the
free
Evans,
theater.
Evansville Pagoda,
Pagoda.
right on Water Street, right downtown.
Riverside
Riverside Drive. That's what I meant. Water Street is
Also,
how I get there.
if it rains,
yes.
we are still having the show. It is being moved to the D'Alto studio, which is
On 301 North Stockwell.
yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us. Alex Nance, Megan Nance, Kylie Eberhard of the Shakespeare Players, and talking about the show As You Like It. Go see it. We'll put the information on our Facebook page. We're going to take a short break and be back with more on Jam in Henderson.